new?
Only round here, lady.
Have you nothing for this address?
Sorry.
I'd be greatly obliged if you'd make quite sure. There's usually something for a Mrs. Richard Bouquet.
How do you spell bouquet?
B-U-C-K-E-T.
What?
B-U-C-K-E-T.
Oh, bucket.
Hyacinth Bouquet came to me a long time ago before it ever appeared on television because I'd spotted these hyacinth characters and, you know, gradually over time, I get the urge to get this down on paper. And I thought, it's a fairly common character, actually, because I found lots of people knew one. And there were a lot of people who didn't realize they were one. And I thought she'd be actually a British phenomenon. And so I was surprised to find when the programs went out how much interest there was in her abroad, and not just Europe. I think it was some Indian journalist who said she was a crow that thinks she's a bird of paradise. And I was amazed that she's almost global.
Is that the water board? Then I'd like to speak to someone in charge. My name is Bouquet. Yes, I'll spell it. B-U-C-K-E-T. No, it's Bouquet.
Where did bucket and bouquet come from? Well, it came from the fact that they turned down, the first idea I had was bottom and bottom. So I had to find a substitute, and that became bucket bouquet. Is Hyacinth a monster? I mean, in some ways, yes. But I think she's more a person who lives on her own planet, planet Hyacinth, and she's cut off from every normal sort of discourse. So it enables her to plough ahead, even though she's maybe not getting criticism all the time, but if she was at all sensitive, she could tell from the expressions of the people she's talking to how she's going down. But she misses all this because that's a different language. That doesn't penetrate planet Hyacinth. So she can plough on it in, you know, full steam ahead in her own way. She takes some stopping, does our Hyacinth.
You know me, Richard. I haven't a snobbish bone in my body. But I do find it irritating that those Barker Finches at number 23 should attract the Douglas Chater to their barbecue.
The Douglas what?
Chater. They had him at their barbecue.
Now, what did he taste like?
When I really know a character is when I hear them, when I hear the actor or the actress speak, and then henceforward I hear that voice when I write. So I always used to enjoy going to the read-throughs because this was the first time I heard whatever actor was in place for my character. And it was enormously useful to me. So when I learned that Patricia Routledge was going to play Hyacinth, I mean, massive relief, because, you know, it's in very, very good hands. I think inevitably on a series that runs for a while, particularly with the leading roles, there's a kind of feedback loop goes on where different shades of the actor makes an impression on the writing even from the start when you're on a new script.
Ready for inspection, Richard?
So there is an almost a regular feedback loop.
Very nice, Richard.
I think one of the things, apart from her acting ability, that Patricia Routledge brought to the part was that she's a very good physical clown. And that made possibilities, opened enormous possibilities for the script. Clive Swift was ideal for the poor old husband of Hyacinth because he had this kind of semi-shocked appearance which suited the part absolutely. And it was perfect casting, actually. People wonder particularly how the devil can Richard go through his life with that. My answer to that is he's had all the worst bits in the first years, and he came to the conclusion that you can't penetrate this defense system that's never been breached. And so you get used to that. Or he did.
Is this tie all right?
For where we're going, any tie's a novelty.
There's no good being like that about it. It's a family occasion. The thing is to make the best of it. Anyway, I always think there's something rather nice about a christening.
There's something even nicer if there's been a wedding first.
And when you look at it, it's not all bad. Between the candlelight suppers, the food's not bad. It only gets a bit experimental when it's a candlelight supper. The laundry's great. And the house is always clean, spotless, smells good. So it's not all bad at all. And once and he did fairly early, learn how to switch off for the times when he's on planet Hyacinth, his existence is fairly comfortable, really.
Well, enjoy your christening.
Trickier than it sounds.
I'm sure it is. Life's tricky enough for most of us, but for you, it must be... Richard!
Coming, dear.
The next door neighbour, Elizabeth, was one of the favourite characters for me because there's this poor creature undergoing the full force of Hyacinth and doing it brilliantly well. There's a very good actress there. And I just enjoyed putting her through as much agony as I could get for her. And she handled it so beautifully. They both understood each other's agony, Richard and Elizabeth.
Trouble, Liz?
Oh, Richard, I'm so sorry. For some reason, I go to pieces in this house.
You too.
But I must say, I never thought for a moment that there was any romantic interest between her and Richard. She wouldn't dare, for starters.
The Mackay residence, the lady of the house speak. Oh, Sheridan, how wonderful to hear your voice, dear. What a close psychic bond between you and I. £50? Why do you need £50, dear? Why do you want curtain material? A flat? Whose flat? Sheridan, you're not moving in with some designing female. Oh, it's not a girl's flat, it's a boy's flat. And you're making your own curtains. How inventive.
I think there's an enormous impact possible in a visual medium by a character that you never see, strangely enough. And it seemed to work fine with Sheridan. The phone calls were always popular, and it worked very well for me, that. It was a relationship made in heaven between Hyacinth and Sheridan, probably the only human being on our planet that she could live with comfortably.
The molecular biologist will tell you that 98% of our genes are identical to those of monkeys. Less than 2% are specifically human.
So?
So why do I wake up craving for a fag and not a banana?
If you set off from planet Hyacinth to go as far in the opposite direction as you could, you'd finish up with Onslow and Daisy. And so they were representatives of what I had in mind, which was that here's this woman who only wants the world to be nice, in inverted commas. She just wants it to be pleasant, everything smell nice and everything be okay. And yet she comes from this very dysfunctional family, a bunch of loonies, actually. And so the very difference on them was enchanting for me. I was very interested in the differences and the way she handled the phone calls with these idiot people on the other end of the line. She was brilliant. She was brilliant.
Aren't you smoking too many, Rose?
It helps keep your figure.
It's amazing how many fellas she keeps it for.
Shut your face, Onslow.
When a thing's a long-running series in any form, the challenge is to keep it fresh. And there's only one way to do it, that's hard work. And you get very big stimulation from a good cast. You can hear the voices and you can see, so they plant themselves very firmly in the planning when you're doing the script. And it helps enormously to me as a writer to be able to visualize the actor as I'm working. With every new show, I mean, you set up with the same expectations and hopes for it, and often these things don't click. When they do, it's a very good experience. When they click really large, which Keeping Appearances did, well, you're on a roll, and it's a very happy time.
Minnie? Minnie? Skirts.
It could have gone on longer, that series. In my opinion, it didn't seem to have lost any popularity in any way. But I think Patricia had had enough. She wanted to go back to what she considers to be her roots, which is the theatre. I think it was probably a bigger disappointment for the cast than it was for me, because I'd got other things to do.
Lovely morning, Emmett. Do bring Elizabeth in for coffee.
I'm very busy, Hyacinth.
It finished before it needed to.
I think we've got a mole.
I think the response was so large and so wide to Keeping Up Appearances that it has to be, for me, one of my favourite shows that I'm glad that I've done. It was also the one that was most painful for me of all the shows that I've done, insofar as things didn't always work out easily. But that doesn't diminish the finished product, which I thought was very good, both on my contribution and on the producers. But it certainly rates among my better efforts.
No, you cannot have a number 24, nor a double portion of 37. This isn't the Chinese takeaway. This is a private, slimline, white telephone with no connection whatsoever to any business or trade. Especially not one of foreign extraction.
I have a lot of sympathy for her, because she's not just an irritating woman. There's a kind of bravery there, because she comes from this lunatic background with all these idiot families around, and to be able to pursue her dreams the way she has is commendable in many ways to me. She's not total nightmare. I can say that easily because I don't live with her, but bless her. I wish her luck.